It occurs whenever there's a terrorist threat or attack. The TSA, Homeland Security, has a breakdown. It's the debate that goes on between the Democrats and the Republicans over which party is better equipped to protect us, the American people, from terrorism. If you truly believe that your party, after all that has transpired, that you believe that your party is better equipped than the other party to protect us from terrorism, then you, and I'm saying this as a friend, are fucking delusional!
What makes the so-called Tea Party movement so significant is that it isn't driven by any one personality or issue. There's no list of members or chapters. Best guess is that several 100,000 participated in one or more of the protests last year. There's no one office or figure who speaks for the movement.
There is not any definite ideology to people in the Tea Parties. They really run the gamut.
Republican Congressman Pete King, who's represented a middle-class swing district on New York's Long Island for 18 years, says much of the Tea Party anger is now aimed at the president.
Certainly as far as the president's concerned, is that he's lost touch with the middle class, that he has an agenda he's going to pursue no matter what.
And while you can hear right-wing sentiments at Tea Party gatherings,
you know, if media's not doing its job, if government is just taking over every single thing it can, and we now have an unfettered liberal, the radical left has got control of the process.
We're here, we talk about people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, the one and only Austin Creed. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you into the show. So, I wasn't live yesterday for some personal reasons. I won't get into it in a very large capacity. But I will tell you is times are always a-changing, all right? And so you might be asking, well, what does that have to do with the show today? Well, it has everything to do with it. Because, look, I got to be honest with y'all. The two-party system that we have in America, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, let's just be honest, all right? Look. I think the whole thing is largely just a three-card monte. It's a farce. It's a joke. Now, I get it. There are diehards on both sides who are going to come after me and they're going to say, Austin, you just don't understand how beautiful the system is. The Founding Fathers this, potentially MLK Jr. that, and I really just want this. I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat, and I really believe in the system because the system is designed by the people and this, that, and the other. You know what? The whole system was made for the big man on top. It was made for the elites, and I don't know how you could think of anything otherwise. I bring up the Tea Party in the second clip. Most of you, if you're younger like me, you don't really know who the Tea Party is because it was a little bit before our time. It was back in 2008. The Tea Party was the nationalist party that America needed. Now, the NAACP, on cue, decided that they wanted to come out and say that the Tea Party was full of racists. You know the common thing. There's one or two or three people who have individual racist sentiments, and immediately they paint the whole group that way. And that goes across political lines. But par for the course, that is immediately what people tend to do. They tend to say, hey, you know what? There's one, two, three, maybe a couple people who have individual racism, and so therefore, because of individual racists, the entire movement is racist. Across the board, that's a lie. You can't say that. Just as I think that the NAACP has racists in it does not mean the entire group harbors racist sentiments, okay? The Tea Party is the same way. The Tea Party doesn't really exist that much anymore because it was absorbed into the Republican Party. Those bums decided that, hey, you know what? We can't have the nationalist-type minorities in our party dictate where we're going to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend we hear them, and then we're going to just absorb them, and then they're never going to get heard from again. We need, in this country, more than two political parties. In fact, We need a nationalist party because the nationalist party is the only thing that will save America. Because if you look on the left-hand side and even in the center aisle of the political spectrum, we are surrounded on all sides by international socialists who are really commies, but they mask themselves as socialists because if you know anything about history, socialism is just communism without a gun. And the minute they get a gun, it won't be so nice and socialist. It'll be more on the communist side. Just look at Cambodia. Germany wasn't communist, but they were a different form of socialism that went more towards the fascist side. And fascism is not right-wing, by the way. It is a left and right-wing, more left than right, in my opinion. But you look at Russia went that direction, Cambodia went that direction, Argentina went that direction, Cuba went that way. At the end of the day, my friends, we need more political diversity in this country because let me ask you something. Do you feel represented by the Democrat or Republican parties, respectively? Do you? Do you fit in with the mainstream? Do you feel represented in the government today? If you do, God bless you. I'm very grateful and I'm glad. Most people, according to my understanding, they don't feel represented. I don't feel represented in government today. I don't. I really don't, because at the end of the day, the more I hear about, ooh, white people are no good. Oh, those white people, they're all crackers and racists. I mean, for God's sakes, Jason Aldean comes out with a song a month ago about trying that in a small town, just talking about, hey, we don't like it when people spit on the flag. We don't like it when people come into our area and spit on the flag, commit crime, and overall cause disorder and chaos. We don't like that. And so that might work in San Francisco, that might work in Portland, that might work in San Diego, that might work in New York City, that might work in other pockets of the country that are liberal bastions, but it's not going to play in most of the east of the Hudson River. It's not going to play in the South. It's not going to play in the Midwest. It's not going to play in these places where we actually still have American values, and the entire left goes crazy. The international socialists and their friends in the media go crazy. My friends, if this isn't proof that the political system is breaking apart, I'd like to know what is. It's suddenly, look, I'm going to go out here on a limb and say that it is the American way to support the little guy. Am I wrong in saying that? That it is the American way to side with the little guy because we once were a little guy fighting against the juggernaut called Great Britain back in the day? It is the American way to want to side with the little guy. To say, hey, you know what? I want the little guy to beat up the big guy. I want the hero, the David, to beat Goliath. That is the American way. But now we've allowed that to take us down a dark road that, in all intents and purposes, is setting us down the path of destruction. We're taking a good thing to an extreme that now it is becoming toxic for our civilization. You have the Democrats going more and more towards the liberal international socialist way, and then you got people on the right wing going even more to the left, or they're going so far down the right-hand side that we're going more towards an almost anarchy level state. We're going more towards a reaction to the international socialism, which is just as bad. We don't want that. Barry Goldwater said that extremism and the defense of liberty is no vice. And then he said that moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue. My friends, I'm not calling for anything extreme on the show today. What I am saying is this. What was once normal is now extreme. What was once accepted is now people hold disdain for. What was once normal is now being ostracized. So if I were to say that I am a Christian who has a Jewish background, who now says that I believe in enforcing America's borders, having English as the official language, and having traditional American culture come back and not this multiculturalism that we now see in America. That's extreme. When in fact, that's not been extreme. For a long period of time in American history, which arguably isn't even that long, when you look at compared to places like China or India or Russia, it's not that long. But my friends, when Barry Goldwater said that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice, he was not saying the extremism that we have come to know, in my opinion. He's talking more about the extremism by the extreme for the extremists is normal. I don't know if that made sense. Let me put it to you a different way. When you look at the international socialist communist left that we now have in power and are the largest and loudest voices on social media, what I just said to you of I believe in borders, I believe in America as the official language, and I believe in traditional American culture, that to them that's an extreme statement. So if that is the extremism you're talking about, I'm all for it. Now, I want to make one thing clear. With this new nationalist party that I'm calling for, we need a distinct firewall to prevent racism of any kind, because all that will do is put us backwards. It will we will become the very thing that we're dreading. Because right now we are living through what people would say is reverse racism. I don't like that term. I think it implies things that could be dangerous. We lived in a time not that long ago, about 100 years ago, when blacks were discriminated against and were enslaved. Now we are living in a time when whites are being discriminated against. Now, of course, people will say that's not true, but I have eyes. No matter what you say to me, my vision, people will try to gaslight you into thinking that you're insane when you look at reality. Like, oh, no, don't look at what you see. No. Listen to what I tell you you're seeing. My friends, I want to show you a clip.
Look! He got a weapon!
Whoa, wait a minute now. Put the gun down.
Gun? What gun? I'm not holding gun. Guys, it's me, Ed. Your father helped me build this store.
I don't know you, motherfucker. Now, put down the weapon. Put it down.
There is no weapon. Look!
Drop the weapon.
I don't see a weapon.
There is no weapon. They're robbing the store.
I am not holding a weapon. I am not holding a weapon.
Officer, this motherfucker got a gun pointed at you. You want to die?
What?
Do you want to die?
I don't want to die.
He does not have a gun.
He does have a gun, officer. Trust me. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
I don't see a gun. Man, fuck this shit. Whose side you on? Mine or this motherfucker who's obviously of terrorist descent? Wait. I think I can see the gun now.
Good. Now we all see the weapon. Now you hand over that weapon on the count of 3, or I swear to Almighty God, I'll blow your fucking head off. 1.
I can't give you a weapon I'm not holding. You thinking of the Korean shop north of here.
2.
Is he still holding it?
He is not holding a weapon.
Time's up.
My friends, that is exactly what is happening in the West today. You have people telling you, oh, this is happening, and you're like, but I don't see it. What are you talking about? It's not happening. And you're like, no, it's happening right there. And they're like, what? No, it's not happening. And they're like, oh, really? You ain't seeing it. Are you sure you're not seeing it? And they're like, wait a minute. I think I see it. I think I see it. Yes, I see the racism, even though I didn't see it before. You told me to look just hard enough, and now I see it. That's what we have. That's what we have in the country today. That's why I'm telling you the system's broken and the system ain't working. That's why I say this to you. Because at the end of the day, my friends, that's what we have in the country today. We have people who want to sit up there and tell you, oh, this is happening. this is happening, and you're like, wait a minute, but no, actually, it's not happening. There is no witch hunt against people. There is no evil, racism coming from the white people in America. There is no systemic racism. And they're like, oh, really? You don't see it? Are you sure you don't see it? Look harder. It's right there in front of your face. And they're like, oh, I don't see it. And they're like, oh, really? You don't see it? And they're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. I see it. Oh, my gosh, I see it. They were right the whole time. And you're sitting there like, wait, what? No, what? It makes no sense. What are you talking about? I don't see anything. It's not actually there. That's what, and they've convinced you of this. They've convinced you that all these horrible things are happening when they're not happening. They're convincing you that, oh, all these people are evil, right-wing racists. It's like, what? Historically, it's the Democrats who've been racist. No, it's those Republicans. They're evil. They're racist. But it was the Republicans who fought to end slavery. No, you listen to me. I'm the one telling you what to think and what to say. I'm telling you the Republicans are racist. You see how it works? You see how this... I'm giving you an example. I want to provoke thought in you because this is exactly what's happening. They're telling you not to look with your eyes, but to listen to what they tell you to think and maybe and to see. That's what people are telling you, and that's why the political system, our two-party system sucks, and then that is why we need a new nationalist party right now, and that is exactly why, my friends, I want to hear your thoughts on the subject and to see what you think about all this, because I guarantee you I'm not alone on this. At least I hope I'm not. But my friends, leave it in the comments section if you're on YouTube or on Rumble, or if you're listening on audio or you want to get more involved, go over to the Sheep Get Sheared on Twitter, and we can talk more about it over there because I'll pose these questions very periodically. My friends, in the meantime, I want to say God bless you for listening to the show, and I look forward to seeing you next time. God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless America. We're out of here. Peace.